When I'm thinking about the future, I'm not thinking of what do I want more. It's how can I be better than yesterday? How can tomorrow be even more challenging? Because never get used to something. I'm deeply grateful for this orchestra, for this instrument, for the teachers who made me, for all the experiences I had and the people I met. How can I offer something new? Always opening new doors. I'm from France. I come from a musician family. Music has always been there in my life, in my family, in the house. When I discovered the harp at a concert, I don't have so much memories, but I was like, wow, so surprised, and I immediately knew I wanted to do this. My harp teacher was Guylaine Petit-Volta. It's hard to call her my teacher. It's like a second mom. She has been my teacher officially from my 5 years old to my 20 years old, but actually she's still with me all the time. I'm still playing to her.
We're doing a reality show today.
Oh yes, I'm a very bad driver.
I almost died there. I will see you in court.
I think you are never ready with learning and discovering things, especially in music. It's a bit like in sports, actually. You have to play with your body and you have to adapt your playing with your body also evolving with the time. And it's very normal, actually. So you're not the same person as when you were 5 or 10 or 15 years old. My definition of a musician would be to just never forget that we are messengers. Like we are interprets, and I like this image of building a bridge between people, just bringing the score, the composer to an audience. I love this idea of transmission, this notion of giving. Stravinsky used to say, we are not horses, we don't do competitions, but I started really early actually, when I was 12. I started to prepare the Lily Laskin competition, which was one of the 3 main competitions for harps. The Israel harp competition, which was a life changer for me. For us, it's like the Olympic Games of the harp, and it has a very special meaning to me because it takes place in Israel, which is very close to my heart. Just to be there, it was already a dream. And then round after round, until this final round and these prizes, and it was a dream come true. And after that, my life changed. There is not one day when I'm walking to the Elbphilharmonie where I'm not stopping on the bridge, even if it's 2 seconds, and I'm watching this building and I'm just wishing myself never to get used to it, because it's like an energy to look for a better sound, a better quality, a better texture or color. Never be spoiled. Always enjoy what you have and use it to be better. Speaking of highlights, I have to speak about the amazing musicians I got the chance to meet the last years. Collaborations with artists such as Yoel, who has been such an amazing support to me as an artist, as a person.
The harp is like a second soloist in this piece, and the Hamburg Orchestra happens to have really, I think, one of the best harp players I've ever heard in my life. She's very, very special, and it makes so much difference with this piece.
Emmanuel Pahud, who was the biggest meeting of my last summer.
I had the great pleasure to play for the first time with Anaëlle Tourret in our Chamber Music Festival in the south of France, something I've been doing there in Salon de Provence for the last 30 years. The simplicity of the approach and the opportunity she gives me to breathe while I'm playing the flute is really something remarkable that I find really impressive, and I'm really looking forward to our next opportunity together.
Conductors such as Pavouillarvi, Klaus Makela, really recently, who blew my mind. Of course, our musical director here, Alan Gilbert, who always challenges us to be better musicians. I'm really grateful for all of these meetings. I met Vasily Petrenko to play this Glière concerto. It was amazing. He is an amazing conductor, and I could not have wished a better conductor to play this concerto. It was a laugh. He made me laugh each time right before going on stage. You look at him, he can be very still, very serious and everything, but he also has this kind of British humor. He conducts in England a lot, and I could feel this humor, which I love. And that was really just sharing pure pleasure of music. I'm deeply grateful for this collaboration.
Working with Anaëlle is a huge pleasure. She's one of the most prominent and one of the most talented young harp players nowadays. And to me, it's a great pleasure to be here on stage and to perform this rarely performed concerto, and I hope it will find more and more supporters and more performances on the stage.
What I love about this instrument, it never stopped to evolve during the times, and actually the most modern instrument we know is from actually the beginning of the 20th century. I love this idea of bringing tradition, but it's also bringing so many perspectives on modernity. I love this idea of bridge, exactly like the role of the harp in the orchestra. It's like connecting the instrument groups together, completing a color or rhythm. It's a very special instrument. It can be really soft, it can be really warm, it can be also really sharp. It can be very fine, but also a bit rude. It can be fire, it can be water, all in it.